decided that I'm going to do a competition. So I will be entering a men's physique competition. From here on out, it's going to be mostly documenting my journey to the Summer Shredding Classic show. So it's going to be something a little different, a little challenging, but I'm excited that I can share it with you guys and show you the journey and the process. You need to do everything that you can do every single day to get where you want to be, no matter what. Come on. Good. Come on. What's up, guys? I am on my way to my parents' other house right now. It is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. Right now my parents are in the process of moving, so we still have a lot of other stuff at our older house that we need to move back into our other house, the new house. So I'm getting some of that stuff. Just kind of maintaining the property in the old house until it's sold, so I go back every once in a while just to check in on things and get stuff that we need. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm about an hour and 45 minutes out, so I have a little whiles to go still. When I'm back, I am going to upload the previous video that you guys watched right before this, if you saw that video. Luckily, guys, we have gyms in both of our houses, both the new house and the old house. So we do have a little bit more equipment in our older house just because that is where we set up the original gym, and we're still in the process of kind of moving everything over, and we haven't moved most of our equipment over yet to the new house. Today's Tuesday, I think, so I was supposed to train back and biceps, but I haven't gotten in a good leg session in a while, and we actually have a leg press at the old house that I'm going to, so I think I'm actually going to train legs, maybe get some back and biceps in if I have time. We'll see. I didn't want to stay too long, guys, because I am planning on driving back tonight to the new house with my family. I'll be honest, guys, it's kind of tough getting in good sessions when you don't have any music playing in a gym with an atmosphere that's very energetic. I really like the atmosphere of a gym, but nonetheless, it's not an excuse. Like, I'm on prep, so it is what it is. If you guys saw my previous video, it looks like my show is going to get pushed back until around October, which kind of makes sense because most people don't have access to a gym right now at all. It doesn't really make sense to have the show on July 18th if all this is going on in the world and people don't have access to a gym to train and prep anyway. So it kind of makes sense. Like I said, it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. It's kind of out of my control, so I'll just do what I can, keep prepping. It's gonna give me more time to perfect what I want with my physique. I'm still in my bulking phase right now, so I do want to be in a surplus, but nothing too crazy because I am trying to gain weight, but I don't want to gain too much fat at the same time. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna hold back hiring my coach just because I was planning on hiring him for the cutting phase of my prep, and since it is pushed back, I won't really need him for a little while yet. So I will let you guys know who it is once everything's finalized. But I hope you guys are safe and healthy. I know this is kind of an uncertain time, lots going on, but I hope you're doing well, hanging in there. It's good to be productive and find ways to be productive if you can during this time. If you do still have a job and you can work from home, that's awesome. If you don't have a job right now and you're out of work, hopefully you can find something productive to do. You can read, find a side hustle, do something to make yourself better so when you come out of this, you can be stronger, as opposed to having setbacks and then coming to the gym a lot weaker than you were. You can try body weight stuff. You can just anything to kind of push you forward and make the most out of this time. I would recommend that, guys, because there's always stuff you can do. You can always network on social media. There's so much stuff you can do nowadays. So just take advantage of that, guys. But I'm at the house soon. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
We'll wait outside.
Okay. He wants to fall asleep, and then 2 seconds later he's up.
Are you gonna vlog this? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my vlog. That's my puppy Columbo and my friend Brandon. We're going to Chick-fil-A, and you are so cute, right? Did you have lunch? Yeah. I'm pretty good at vlogging.
Come on. You go potty? Did you go potty? Bumbo. Bumbo. You were just sleeping a second ago. What are you doing? Alright guys, so got some of the stuff at the house that we need. We did stop at Chipotle, as you guys saw, just to get some food before I head back to the other house. What's going on, guys? Just finished a run. It was about probably like a mile or two just to warm up a little bit. I am gonna train legs right now, so I'll show you guys that workout. Since I am at my home gym, I don't have a ton of equipment, but I'm gonna make do with what I have. There are a couple of different things I can do. I think I can do squats, leg presses, and stuff like that. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so for this workout, I didn't have a ton of equipment to work with, like I mentioned before, just because we're in the process of moving our gym from our old house to our new house. So a lot of the stuff we don't have right now, but I am starting with doing squats in this workout, and then I moved on to doing leg presses as well. Those are kind of like the two main exercises that I could actually do with the machine, but nonetheless, that's still a great workout with the stuff that I had, so I'm happy that I could at least get it in. But for these squats, it felt kind of weird because I was using a slanted base. That's how these squats are set up. As you can see, my feet are kind of slanted, but it actually helped me keep my form, and it actually felt pretty natural after I did it for a while. But when I first stepped on, it didn't feel right. Something just felt off, and I think that's just because I'm used to doing squats just standing on the ground with a barbell. But it is interesting. It's good to use. This is the first time I've ever tried this machine. So it's going to be a good exercise for me to do for future leg days, so I'm glad I at least tried it. But in terms of sets, guys, I did kind of like a pyramid style set sequence. So I started off pretty light. Well, actually, first I warmed up, so I did like 25 pounds on each side of the bar. And then after that, I went up to 45s on each side. Kind of not really fully maxed out, but did a lot of volume just to make sure I'm warmed up, but I still wanted to save some energy for the higher weight sets. So I worked my way up to doing 245s on each side, did about 3 to 4 sets of those, and then after that I went back down in weight and then tried to increase my volume and my reps as I went down. So that was kind of like my pyramid style for the day. I kind of had that mindset going into it that that's what I wanted to do since I didn't have access to a lot of different exercises. So I decided to kind of go all out with this and then kind of finish off with doing the leg press. So after I did burn out from doing a lot of the squats, like I said, I moved on to doing the leg press. I'm used to doing leg presses in most of my leg exercises and workouts as a whole, but I haven't used this specific leg press before in the past. And it's kind of different from most of the leg press machines that I've used, mainly because it's more of an attachment that you actually put on the machine itself. So it's definitely different. It's definitely made for home exercise equipment or home exercise machines, but it was good to use nonetheless. It was just different from what I was used to. But it still worked pretty much the same muscles and everything like that, but I just had to get used to it, just like doing the squats as well. But nonetheless, like I said, it was a great workout. I started off with doing 45s on each side just until I got a feel for the exercise as a whole, and then I moved up in weight. It just took a little bit of time to get used to the seat too, because you could adjust it and bring it forward or backward based on how pretty much how tall you are, and then you could also slant the back of the seat up and down depending on how far back you wanted to be seated. So it was kind of hard to get used to, but once I found the seat that worked best for me, the machine was awesome. And I got a good workout in as a whole, guys. Like it's tough, but a lot of times we have to get creative. I'm definitely doing more body weight stuff as a whole. Like I said, and you guys can see, I do have some equipment in my house that I'm taking advantage of, but I'm also trying to do a lot of body weight stuff as well, just so I can maintain the muscle mass that I have and then try to grow as best as I can. But like I mentioned before, guys, diet is extremely important right now with everything going on and not having access to gyms and stuff like that in order to maintain and just build muscle if you do have access to any sort of equipment. But yeah, diet is just very important right now. So as you guys can see, I moved up to putting 25-pound plates on the bar. Same thing, went for about 8 to 12 reps in total. But I did do kind of like a pyramid style with the leg press as well. So my reps did go down as I increased the weight. But that was pretty much the workout as a whole, guys. So I just did a lot of volume for both the leg press and the squats. But that was pretty much the extent of my workout. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. So guys, I wanted to address a question that I've been getting actually pretty frequently, which is how to lose weight, like what the biggest factor is in losing weight. And this can actually go for gaining weight, losing weight, or even maintaining weight. So I'm actually going to address that now, but I'm also going to record a podcast. If you guys haven't listened to any of my podcasts, Link is down in the description below. You guys can check it out. There's a lot of different factors that go into, you know, how to gain weight properly and how to lose weight properly and everything like that. But there is one big component that is the most important to focus on, which is energy balance. Energy, in terms of the nutritional standpoint, is basically a way of saying like the food that you're consuming. So energy is food, so calories that you're consuming in your body. So when you're talking about gaining or losing or maintaining weight, the biggest thing you need to focus on is looking at food as numbers. So not necessarily the quality of the food, but more so how much you're eating. And not to say that the quality of the food is not important, because it very much so is. You want to make sure you're getting in good nutritious food to fuel your body. But when it comes to the basic breakdown of how you're going to be able to lose or gain weight, it comes down to energy balance. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit at the end of the day, which basically means that you need to burn more calories than you consume. On the other hand, if you're trying to gain weight, you need to be in a caloric surplus, which basically means that you need to eat more calories than you burn. So pretty much the opposite. And then if you want to maintain your weight, you want to burn as many calories as you consume. That's kind of hard to track, as you can probably tell. There's a lot of different ways to try to be as accurate as you can. It's kind of easier to track what you're eating than how many calories you're burning, because unless you're hooked up to like a VO2 max machine or something like that, it's pretty hard to know exactly how many calories you're burning. But it is pretty simple yet tedious to kind of track your nutrients. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's a couple apps that I like and that I could recommend. So if you guys have any questions on which apps I would recommend, shoot me a DM. I'm on Instagram at Brandon Klinger, all one word, and I'll give you guys my suggestions on what my favorite app is to use and the app that I use. But basically in those apps, you scan the barcode or put in the nutritional facts, and then from there, it'll give you a breakdown of the calories, so carbs, proteins, and fats. And then at the end of the day, you can look back and see how many calories you consumed, and then kind of base that off how active you've been throughout the day. That being said, you don't want to cut your calories too much if you're trying to lose weight. You want to make it progressive and slowly but surely over time, and have a limit on how many calories you can cut, because you still want to get a certain amount of calories in a day in order to have enough nutrients. And you guys can look that up for yourselves or hire a coach. But I just wanted to recap and give you guys the basics of, you know, what it takes to actually control your weight, which is the energy balance. So it's a pretty basic concept, but it is pretty tedious and hard to track, like I said. So it takes some practice and some trial and error to find out like what your macros should be and how often you should eat based on your activity level and stuff like that. So there's a lot that plays into it, but I just wanted to give you guys the basics. But that being said, quality of the food is important. You want to make sure that you are, you know, getting enough sleep. That's always important in order to grow and maintain muscle mass, as well as just help your body recover in general, regardless of what your goals are. And then you also just want to be consistent, and like I said, you want to be patient as well, because it takes a long time. Besides that, guys, I'm going to close the video out here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. There's a lot more to come on my road to summer shredding and my prep for the competition that I'm excited to share with you guys. And like this video if you enjoyed it. But besides that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.